Okay, fifth grade. Sorry about the interruption. My daughter Stephanie came and offered me a treat for when I'm done. It is, I don't want to spill it on my computer, a coconut milk and clay face mask. So, not the kind of face mask that a lot of people are wearing to the grocery store now, but one to kind of like a beauty treatment. So, that's what I'll be doing next. Okay, so let's see. Number four, this is still 14E, Wordly Wise for fifth grade. What is the meaning of illuminate as it is used in the passage? That's your hint on this one, too. But it could, let's see, this is heavy, but it could also be this. It means to fill with light, to supply with light. So illuminate means to supply with light, right? If we're talking about full sentences here. Number 5. Why might Edison have been reluctant to go to school? Remember, the kids at his school weren't very nice. I'm so glad you St. Raymond's kids are so much better. They used to taunt him at school because he couldn't join in their games, and they would make fun of him for it. It wasn't very cool, huh? Number 6. What boisterous activities might Edison's schoolmates have engaged in? What things might they have done at school that were like loud and kind of very physical that Edison felt or his mom felt he couldn't participate in? Well, nowadays you guys play Gaga Ball and you play Foursquare and you play football and you run over to the playground. So those are 2020 games, right? Back then, some of the boisterous activities that Edison's schoolmates might have engaged in could have been climbing trees. Maybe they wrestled. Maybe they ran after one another and played tag. Number 7. What details in the passage show that Edison's mother would not tolerate the behavior of Edison's classmates? Well, she took him out of school and taught him at home because she would not tolerate his classmates' behavior. Number 8. What is the meaning of delicate as it is used in the passage? Delicate in this case means weak. Sometimes we talk about it like if you say delicate lace, it could also be something delicate and pretty, but you need to wash it carefully, for example. But in this case, it means weak. Number 9. Why did Edison have access to the train from Port Huron to Detroit? You might have to look back where it talks about his train experience. He had permission to sell newspapers and candy on board. Number 10. As a young man, how did Edison employ a lot of his free time? Come on, you know this one. He used his free time to work on inventions. He had a very inventive mind. What is the meaning of idle as it is used in this passage? Idle means to spend someone's time doing nothing. We know nowadays that that's kind of a good thing, that sometimes to spend time doing nothing or to try yoga or meditation or just staring at the clouds in the sky, laying on your back on the lawn. Sometimes those moments are actually good for us. But he had a very inventive mind, so he found idling difficult. Number 12. How did Edison change New York City? Can you imagine one person changing New York City? Wow. He did. He transformed it into a well-lit city by building the first electric power station right there in New York. That's pretty, he gave back to his own community, huh? Let's see. Number 13. How would you describe Edison's mind? Oh, look at your vocabulary words. I see that one there. I think we could say that he had a brilliant mind. And let's see here, we have number 14. What was one to do? What must one do to protect a new invention from being copied by others? Maybe some of you guys will have one of these one day. One is required to obtain a patent. And how many did Edison have? Who remembers the number? Over 1,000. That's amazing. How long did Edison live? He lived for over 8 decades. Right? A decade is 10 years. So if we go 8 times 10, that's 80. He lived over 8 decades. All right, 4th grade. Fun and fascinating facts. So, sorry, my video keeps going out, so I hope it's not going out for you guys. Several nouns are formed from the verb employ. An employee is a person who works for someone else and is paid for this. An employer, ER, is a person who gives work to others and pays them. Employment is the state of having work or the work itself. Employment is a very big issue on the news right now, with many places closing. It's often in the news. We have the word idle, I-D-L-E, and idol, I-D-O-L. They're homophones. An idol, O-L, is something such as a carved figure that is worshipped as a god. It can also be a person, such as an author who is admired, or maybe a Hollywood star, okay? But the idol that we saw in Edison's story was having a lot of time on one's hands, right? Not having something to do. We have illuminate, which comes from lumen, the Latin word for light. In Italian, we say luce. You can still hear that lu at the beginning, right? Other English words that are formed from this root include luminous. I have a very luminous background right here behind me, which means glowing with light. And luminosity, which refers to the amount of light given off from something. For example, from a star. One of the stars with the greatest luminosity that we can see without a telescope. Maybe you got, well, it's raining tonight. We'll see the day that you listen to this if it's raining or not. Maybe you can go out at night in your backyard or on the sidewalk and look and see if you can find the brightest star that we can see without a telescope. Apart from our own sun, right, which is a star, at night we see Sirius, also known as the dog star. So that's your homework the next clear night. Go out in your backyard, Go out on your sidewalk and see if you can find Sirius, the dog star. It's spelled Sirius. Okay, well, there we go, fifth grade. It's nice hanging with you again. Maybe someone can write me and tell me if my window's open, if those cars are too loud. I don't know. It's hard to know videoing. Okay. I get to go do my face mask now. Have a good day, fifth grade. See you soon. Ciao, ciao for now.